So we have kind of an interesting one here, partially because there's an Ariana in the game. I went with Leto, and the reason I went with Leto, even though he's a bit overplayed, is because there's mimic quarters in the row. Like, granted, the beast is just going to grab him himself, but you know, it's a fun way to play. There's an In the Shadows, which I'm not going to be able to get. The row in general is just pretty stinky. And when you're in fourth, if you go Wealth Mentat, you can kind of work around the stinky row and just let people buy the bad cards for you. So I picked the leader I thought would be best at that strategy. I mean, this card's really good. I would reveal for it early, but because I'm going fourth, I would have to reveal for it very early to get it. But as Leto, I think there's a chance that I would still potentially get it. We'll see. No faction access, but we have our signet ring. That does mean that we can't Wealth Mentat. There's no way that we get to smuggling, so you know we can smuggling Mentat, but that's not going to work either. So we're gonna have to play a little bit of a slower round. Unfortunately, we have a lot of persuasion, but we don't have any way to spend it. The row's just really bad. We could go Tech Negotiation to block Beast from taking them a quarter's next action. But, I mean, he can just do it next round if he really wants to. Arakeen doesn't really do anything. Because, again, like, the persuasion probably doesn't matter. So, yeah, let's do this. I mean, we don't have many other plays. Might as well. And the techs are good. Or these two are good. So, the Negotiator we'll find a use for eventually. And it's not like anyone's going to take these spice spaces from us. Now everyone's got to stop and think, like, do I want to early reveal for this In the Shadows? I think somebody will. I just don't know who it's going to be. Ball goes to Arakeen. Doesn't deploy anything. It's a little bit unorthodox. He went with his ring, so he drew 2 cards. He's hoping to get the In the Shadows and draw it again next round. I just don't think he will. I think one of the other players will reveal early for it. There's an open question of whether it's worth it for me to early reveal for it. I think it probably is worth it. If neither of these guys do it. The cost is the signet ring, right? No, they're not doing it. They don't have 5 persuasion, but probably nothing to spend it on. And Imperial Basin did get taken. If I play the ring, I get 6 persuasion and possibly a better set of cards to choose from, but then Paul gets the In the Shadows. I mean, Paul's kind of a weaker leader. I don't feel like I need to play around stopping him. Yeah, let's get our Guild Influence. Also, we can get a spice from participating in the combat, which is good for our future ring uses. Even if one troop for one spice is kind of a mediocre payoff otherwise. In 6 persuasion, I mean, as long as like the local fence gets taken or the smugglers get taken, we're gonna be able to find a good use for 6 persuasion. Most likely. So obviously in the shadows goes. Okay, other memories, the other one. That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. Man. It wasn't worth putting an extra troop in for an extra spice, I don't think. The next combat's going to be worth more, and we didn't know what Ariana had. If she put a second troop in and she had 2 daggers, it would have been ugly. So I was okay just going for last here. Chris Knife's not terrible. You know, we can take liaisons with it and be fine. There's playable cards in the row now. Like Smuggler's Thopter is pretty good. Do we take a Spice Smugglers? Let's try it. I tried it out recently and I was pretty impressed with it. Like, the card did better than I expected. And we've got Spice from the combat and Spice from Haga Basin, so we have a little bit more than we usually would. Plus, it works well with the Thopter. Up to a point. At least we have double faction now. Did Ariana have both of her factions, or does she still have one? She still has one, so she's going to get double fold space. I'm just assuming. She might prefer to smuggle, but I don't think so. Oh, okay. Wasn't expecting that. There's also the fact that Mimic Orders is probably a little bit more important than actually going to fold space. Yeah, but we don't get it. That's fine. We can still get the space unlocked. Being first to Interstellar going in 4th position is not very common. Normally, I would feel like there's almost like a push and pull here of having to play the diplomacy, but I don't think so. I mean, with Leto, we can get enough faction bumps with our ring, and Interstellar provides faction bumps of its own, realistically speaking. The downside is if we do that, we're not going to participate in the combat at all. But I don't think we can win anyway. Paul's got 2 actions and 4 troops, so probably it's okay just to ignore Desert Power entirely. Despite the fact that I'm the one that the combat's named after. Funny enough, neither of the people that smuggled in the first round got to cash out in the second. I don't know what Ariana was thinking. I know what Beast was doing, though. What is the 5 spice for? Maybe she wants Holtzman? I think that had to be what she was trying to do. Because it doesn't really make any sense otherwise. But you can't assume that this space will be open, because even if Beast doesn't take it, I would have taken it. So, yeah. Two Persuasion probably gets me nothing. I don't think the Water Peddler will be there. Actually, I know it won't be there. It's just a question of, like, is it worth it to buy a Liaison? I think with a Thopter it probably is. Just draw into more Persuasion, you know? With 6 cards in hand, I think Paul's almost certainly got the In the Shadows. Arion doesn't make it to power play. Looks like Paul's probably going to be the one to get that. A little bit dangerous with an In the Shadows, but it is what it is. Truesayer is almost really good for us. Oh, hey, Imperial Spy. We'll take that. That kind of bails me out. Well, it doesn't bail me out. It gives me a better turn than I was expecting. He actually does not have the In the Shadows, so we got a little lucky there. We'll get it next turn, but who cares? We don't have any BG cards, so this is just good for 2 Reveal Spice, pretty much, and maybe some access. It's also a dagger, so we could think about artillery potentially. Again. Dude loves his technologies, apparently. Okay, well. We could just take a free Snoopers. We have 3 Spice, functionally speaking. So we can't get Holtzman without not taking Solari, which obviously we don't want to do. So I'm still cool with the 3 Snoopers, though. Let's see here. If we go down, then up, it probably is just overall better for us. Like, honestly, that's probably the better play. We probably want to play Mentat after that. Or, honestly, Smuggling. If Smuggling is available, I think it would be a great option. We definitely want to get High Council this game. Probably just not for a while. But yeah, next is Mentat, and then we see what we do from there. If she cashes out, we don't have enough Solari for Swordmaster. We're 1 short. mean, we actually have a pretty good shot on this combat, I think. The thing is, Beast does have artillery. The fact that he chose to get it this round makes me think he's probably got daggers in hand. Too much action. I think we would rather play the ring than the Thopter. The Spy is also good, though, because the Spy gets us to 7 Solari. Don't know what the point of that is, besides just having more in the shadows hits. Like, there's not really a... I guess maybe he's trying to get Reverend Mother. He's got other memory. Okay, yeah, it does make sense. I see what he's trying to do. She does get Swordmaster. Okay, Beast, how many daggers are you revealing? Two. So 6 is the number to beat. Which we could do. By using our ring, which I think is the right decision. Now, there is a Shy Halud. But we can't even play the Thopter, so that's irrelevant. So... we do have a yellow in here. Let's... we have to get a 2 persuasion cards specifically if we want to get Shy Halud. Let's take the intrigue card, I think. That's the problem with these Spice Smugglers, is like by the time you draw them, like you buy it round 1, by the time you draw it, you may not need it anymore. At least we'll get our spice back from the Thopter. The reveal spice is not awful. Space travel or administrator? I think at this point we're probably not going to draw that card soon enough for the trash to matter, so let's just get the space travel. But at the same time, that might not matter either. But having more ways to access skills in the late game is good if we need to go to Highliner or something. Unfortunately, second place is going to give Beast to Swordmaster before me. I think the point's worth it. We're Leto, we can just Mentat every round if we really have to. So, it's whatever. want to go up, but I risk losing the Guild Alliance to Paul if I do. I mean, I have a lot of ways to go up with Guild. We actually didn't. It's funny thing is we didn't even draw the Spice Smugglers. So we bought the card like round 1, right? It's round. We're not gonna draw it until round 5. We don't even have green. We keep just drawing all of our action in one hand. I think we do smuggle down, actually, here. Take it with Guild. Take the, Boltzmann. I don't like that we don't get a good card, though. New tech. Ordnance? Okay. Paul gets Swordmaster before Beast. Interesting. This may be a no Swordmaster game. I'm thinking High Council just plus repeated Mentats is better. The unfortunate thing about Paul getting a Swordmaster is there's not going to be any trade-off for him. Just straight go to Interstellar next round because he's not going to have to, like, grapple with us between Swordmaster and Interstellar. We have enough time, though, that we should be able, especially with this Thopter, to get the 2 Spice Must Flows. Weird play. Beast never doesn't go to tech negotiation. We know that much. This guy goes tech negotiation every round, I think. Maybe I went to one of them. I think I went in the first round. So, but I mean, after that, it's been him every time. Do we need a liaison? I honestly don't think we do. It's more green. A slight improvement. We don't have good cards. I guess we buy one. We have like 1 good card. 2 if you count our ring. I get my Solari. which I probably am not going to use. I mean, you know, more Solari's great. Like, we don't have to play a no Swordmaster game. If we have enough money that we can get it. It's fine. It's just that we're behind in position is the issue. Like, Beast will get it before us. I actually think High Council's worth more at this point. At least for me. I don't know why they're not fighting harder for this combat. Like, Ariana, the decision to put in troops here should be obvious, unless you want to use a card, but I don't think... Like, a card's worth more than troops, usually. I don't really know what this guy is doing this game. His play is the most confusing of all the leaders to me. The Shai-Hulud is cool, though. But if you have artillery, dagger's not what you want to trash. 2 liaisons and a Truesayer, though, he's not gonna... Like, he's gonna draw green. I'm definitely losing out on the deck building aspect of the game right now. Oh, I see. That's why she didn't want to put troops in. Yeah, she just wanted to use the card for value. Holtzman gives us some green. That's nice. We should be very worried about this. Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna end up dropping our hand. Not good for trying to get a Spice Must Flow, is it? Paul's also the leader, so I think it's fine if we make him spend a lot of effort defending the guild, which, again, we're Leto. We probably just take it from him anyway. So let's see here. We have 1, 2, 3 green in our deck. It's less than half. It's where all of our good cards are, though. I don't know if we go High Council or if we go Mintat. Beast does not take Swordmaster, which is a little bit odd. Maybe because he burned his green and he can't. Reverend Mother costs us a Spice Must Flow, but it doesn't really impact our turn that much. The problem is, if we take Swordmaster, like, we don't really do a whole lot. We don't have the 2 Spice anymore. That's why I think this card sucks. We did use it well in that one game, but I don't think this card's any good. Takes our Mentat. Okay, interesting. Doing some unorthodox plays. Let's just go ahead and lock in the High Council seat. With Ultimate Engine, we're never going to regret that. We only have one more action, so we don't need to discard double convincings. We should do like one convincing and one other card, probably Reconnaissance, since it's a worse version of Spice Smugglers. We play the Spice Smugglers. We could get rid of the Dune, play to a city. I think that's what we're going to do. That way we have a dagger that we can reveal. Who bought the Treachery? Paul. Yikes. Did he play it just now? No, I don't think he did because he doesn't have troops in the combat. I probably would have gone Swordmaster if it weren't for knowing that Reverend Mother is coming. So knowing that Ariana took that ordinance, she doesn't even have a High Council seat. I guess she's going to get it soon. So Arakeen I mean, I don't need the persuasion really at this point, so might as well take Carthage. Double cross is handy. The Solari would be not nothing, but I'm sure somebody will go there anyway. Paul is going to put 2 more troops in when he reveals, so he's going to end up at 8. But we have the power to stop him from that. We probably ought to double cross him. Just in anticipation. I want the power play, but if I get Shawnee, I'm not going to be upset. So we're at, before the ambush, we're at 7. Ambush takes us to 11. Double cross takes us, oh Jesus. Funny thing is we could take all those daggers out by double crossing him, but let's actually double cross Ariana. Well, I don't want Paul to get rewards. But with Ariana, I don't have to use the ambush. Unless Paul has more daggers in hand. He has 1 dagger in hand, so it is going to be necessary, unfortunately. Well, at least the onus is on Ariana to play cards first. She puts both in, she goes to 12. This will take us to 13. So she's just wasting troops. Unless Beast has something. Now we own both cities, which is good because it means that the odds of us getting a free troop out of this round 7 combat go up quite a bit. We still need to cash in our Imperial Spy. Definitely want to play the Thopter, which we get interstellar shipping this round, so. We draw more cards than we can play. It's a little annoying. Like, all our gas in this hand, nothing really of value in that hand. It keeps happening. Our number 1 priority is getting that Spice Must Flow. This increases our persuasion by 1, which means it doesn't get us there. So we kind of need to Mentat. I'm not putting a ton of value in this combat. Oh, it does take us to 10. Maybe I was missing something. Maybe it wasn't counting the liaison from the Holzman. He does lock that in. It's unfortunate. But we can use Signet Ring to Mentat now and actually get value out of our actions. And we do have the Spice Must Flow. Ariana's got the ordnance online now. I think the decision not to get snoopers was correct earlier in the game that we had. Don't like drawing a dagger here, to be honest with you. Means we can't play our Imperial Spy. That was really the only card that we could draw that would have been... It was the worst card we could draw. Power play, we could play it. Now we pretty much have to go to tech negotiation or just reveal early. We could space travel to full space, but, I mean, what's the point of that? Plus, we could risk quite a bit doing that. Paul is in a really good position. It's round 6, so we can't just... Like, with a Holtzman engine, you can't just not buy a Spice Must Flow in round 6. So we have to go tech negotiation. Even though it doesn't really do anything. It's a negotiator, but that's it. I guess I could buy a Dreadnought. And I have the Solari, so why not, right? They're cheaper. I don't want any of these techs anyway. Yeah, I think the Dreadnought is actually the play here. It'll be useful next round, since Paul's using all of his troops on this one. There's a chance that treachery is better for me than a spice must flow, but it's really hard to, oh my god, no way. That cost us a spice must flow, right? We only have one dagger we can discard. Guess I should have gone a tech negotiation. Wow. Actually so annoying. I've never actually had this repeatedly used to bother me in any way. Basically, we have to stop Paul from winning next round. If the game goes to round 8, we'll be okay. We'll still get our 2 Spice Mist Flows, but... There's also a chance that we don't get the treachery. But no, we do get it. I guess that decision got made for us, huh? Paul's really crushing us this game. Could buy another spy. I don't think we want to go to Emperor more than once, though. These are the exact 6 cards we're going to draw next round. They kind of suck. At least it's got 2 convincings. We do have more troops than everybody else. But Ariana and Beast have Highliner money. And Ariana has an ordnance that's online. We're going to get Interstellar, though, next round, so that's good. Free Snoopers if we want it. Combat victory is going to give Paul another point. We're kind of playing at a disadvantage without our Swordmaster, though. That's the painful thing here. Because we don't have our Swordmaster, we still haven't used that spy. Economic supremacy means Paul's probably not going to win this round. Which is good for us, but we're only at 7 persuasion. So, like, interstellar selective breeding, probably. Trash a dagger. But then we don't participate in the combat. We could go Arakeen first action. Hope that we draw green. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 green. Because I have no idea what you're doing. Why wouldn't you just go Highliner? Weird. Given how important this combat is, it might make sense. Alternatively, having Interstellar is just good on its own. But if we go Interstellar, we're guaranteed not getting Mentat. If we take Recon to Arakeen, we draw 1 card. Are there any truly bad hits? The only card that would really suck would be Dune, I think. And we kind of need the draw, right? If we want to try to get Spice Must Flow. The dagger is annoying, but it is Mentat. So as long as these guys don't Mentat on me, it'll be fine. Jesus Christ, Paul. Got 3 alliances. And 2 of them are out of reach of anybody else. Don't go Mentat. Do not go Mentat. Don't do it. Why? Also, why did you go Conspire? Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, Highliner would have given you a point, too. He hasn't played a BG card. That's the plus side. So we can play power play and probably be okay. Unfortunately, we can't take power play to selective breeding, but we can do it to secrets, so it's fine. We just need to get second for a point. He's at 8. Oh my god. This guy. He didn't play a BG card, so again, I think we're safe. Don't go secrets, please. It's the only place I can play my power play. But I don't know why you would do that. You would obviously want to play a combat space. I think this beast is just inexperienced. Okay. Not needed now, but could be good next round. Oh my god, he's gonna go 9. Oh no, he's not blue, he's green. Okay. But he's gonna get the Emperor. He's gonna get 4 alliances. I mean, I can like treachery there next round, but That just breaks even with where he's at. I guess I really should have revealed early for the In the Shadows. I also think he's going to get second place from this combat with 3 cards in hand. I'm only 1 bump away from 2 different points. So that's pretty good. I kind of just need Paul not to win this round. Which I don't think he can. But I think he's still the favorite. I see what Beast is doing now. He's trying to get the full 3 points. Well, if he has the entry cards, maybe he can do it. I don't know. We keep cycling back and forth between like a junk hand and a hand that's got all of our stuff in it. It's a little bit annoying. I wish there was a little bit like more. If it were filtered a little bit better, like if we had our ring this round that we could have taken to Mentat, for example, would have been a lot better. Why are you retreating? A little strange. I mean, I guess he wants to have a troop for next round. And he figures Ariana can't buy the points anyway. I see what he's thinking. But you're giving Paul a chance to take a point from you because he has 3 cards in hand. So it's a pretty unwise thing to do. Seven cards in deck means that he will have BG Mother, but he won't have Other Memory or In the Shadows. So that's like the kind of the silver lining here. Unless he goes Research Station again, which he has the water for, funny enough. No, don't do that. Well, why wouldn't you go up with Fremen? You're just gonna let Paul have that alliance? Am I the only one that's been trying to prevent him from having 4 alliances? We should still be able to get our whole points. That's a good thing, I guess. Finally, we get our control bonus. If we win this combat, we could win the game. Snooper. We want to draw that. So Interstellar with Ring is worth 2 points. Treachery to Selective Breeding probably locks in our Spicemas flow, and at least it puts Paul on the defensive, but it doesn't move us forward. I don't think Paul's going to go Interstellar, so... Now, yeah, I think that's what we do. Make him fight for his alliance. Give us an intrigue card too. Perfect. And if he does, if he doesn't protect it, we can steal it with Interstellar. While taking our ring there, which is going to give us also a point from Emperor too. He didn't go with a BG card, so we're not immediately at risk of having our hand destroyed. But no min taps allowed. Because of Holtzman, I'm not that worried about potentially losing to Ariana. Why would you play Smuggle? Oh, because you can't play Interstellar. Okay. But why would you go up? The game's gonna Free Sonic Snoopers? Yeah. We take it. That's handy, actually. So we take the spice. We steal from Paul. And then we take the Emperor point. Spice Must Flow gets 10. I think that's game. Holzman's 11. War Chest helps us try to win the combat. We're going to be revealing 3 daggers. Beast doesn't have his Shy Halud or his Death Commando. Paul can't Grandma us quickly enough to stop us from getting a Spice Must Flow. We never used the Imperial Spy. We could Sonic Snoopers the War Chest, but I don't see a reason to. Yeah, I don't see a reason to do that. Paul can get his point back on Emperor, but he's not going to be able to get his point back on BG. He's just making up for lost ground. So unless he has, really good intrigue cards, if he has plans or something, we're screwed, but how often does somebody have plans and not win the game? Nobody has Highliner Spice, which is pretty good for us. Ariana could get there. Well, it would be pretty hard for her, actually. She could do it, though. In all likelihood, she's going to beat us in the combat. We get an extra spice from the Thopter. That only matters for tiebreakers. We end up here at 9 plus 13 strength in combat. That shouldn't be enough to win a 2-point combat, realistically. I don't think Paul can take this back. Even within the shadows, he would have to have a way to trash it from his discard pile. If he has a Cull, he can take it back, but yeah, doesn't seem likely. At that point, if he's got 4 alliances, he should win the game anyway. He would have earned it at that point. You know, if we don't think we can win the combat, and I don't think that we can, then we should trash the war chest. Right? Like, Ariana's already at 10. She just has to visit a city to get ahead of us. Yeah, let's just dump the war chest. That's probably nothing. That's tiebreaker spice. We weren't going to get to 10 Solari, even if both of my cities get visited. Yeah, so... And it's fine. As long as Paul's not the one to win the combat, we don't really care. Oh, shoot, we should have kept it, because second place would have given me a point. Oh my god, he's going to do it, isn't he? Or is he just... No, I mean, he wouldn't do that unless he had a way, right? Oh my god, dude. This guy, I swear. Okay. Well, maybe the game goes another round then. No, he's gonna buy a Spice Must Flow. But I do have more, like, I have more spice than him. And 10 points also. But surely he's got a point card in there somewhere. He's gonna get a Spice Must Flow of his own. That's fine, that's not a point card, we don't care. I still have more spice than him. Ariana goes to 9. I mean, he has to have a point card, right? And we're going to draw an intrigue card here at the end. Or he has to have, like, the tiebreaker card, which would also do it. We should have, you know, we kind of threw. We should have kept the war chest because we were going to get the money from the combat. Well, I win. Wow. Okay, I've never seen that before. Somebody gets 4 alliances and still loses. And it was a no Swordmaster game too. Leto's just... I think this goes to show that Leto is just kind of a lot more powerful than Paul is. Oh, cool. I mean, what was the MVP card of the game? Probably Smuggler's Thopter. That's definitely not the Spice Smugglers. This thing was bad. Or Treachery. I wouldn't say it was really a card that won us the game. I think it was the decision to pivot to High Council instead of Swordmaster in the mid-game. Because once you have the Holtzman, that becomes the better overall that becomes a better overall way of playing, I think. And besides, the High Council seat ended up getting us the Treachery and the Power Play. So really, I think it's not a card that was the MVP, but it was the High Council seat. If we had to give it to a specific card, I think probably the answer is Smuggler's Thopter, but yeah. And yeah, we went on tiebreaker by 1 spice. Still some misplays, though, like throwing away that war chest, which would just mean I would be at 11. But anyway, that was the game. Kind of an interesting one. Hope you guys had fun.